You want me to put that on my Tudor?
Harry's wife. I'm leaving, Baldy Harry. Hello, I'm H.G. Tudor. As I've explained to you, that the dynamic between a narcissist, Harry's wife, and the intimate partner primary source victim, Harry, is one whereby he is drawn in through seduction. He gets a golden period where he's told he's a prince among men, both literally and figuratively. He is given lashings of spicy poontang as she lets him do anything. And she's so hot. She tells him he's amazing. She listens to every word, hanging on it as if it were the wisdom of the most wise individual on the planet. She tells him that he's fun, he's interesting, she laughs at all his jokes. She likes the things that he likes, she dislikes the things that he dislikes. She says that she will always love him, that she will always protect him, that she understands him. And old Ginger Bollocks, he got sucked in by that seduction. But the golden period never, ever lasts. It's always lost. Roughly speaking, a golden period goes from some 6 to 18 months. Sometimes it can be shorter, sometimes it'll be a little longer. And then, as night follows day, along comes the sustained devaluation. In some instances at the beginning, there is the stranger zone. Watch my video about that. And then, as part of this sustained devaluation, the narcissist engages in devaluing behavior towards the victim. Cheating on that victim, calling them names, perhaps physically assaulting them, accusing them of things they have not done, accusations coming out of nowhere, engaging in circular conversations, malign triangulations, bringing up the past and using it against the individual, promises to change after a bout of poor behaviour, repeated criticisms, belittlement, invalidation, and so on and so forth. And it's a roller coaster. There's devaluing behaviour, then the golden period comes back as a respite period, and then more devaluation. Push, pull, up, down. After that, the victim might escape, there may be disengagement, or the roller coaster continues until either party has died. However, with regard to Harry, we know, given the length of the relationship so far, that he's in the sustained devaluation. We've seen evidence of this behaviour, for instance, the very public devaluation of not puckering up for him with a kiss at the basketball, or the fact that she has retreated from supporting him in certain instances. We also know, as a consequence of my work and the timing, that he will be in sustained devaluation. That's what happens when you're involved with a narcissist at the point at which they have reached in their relationship. There's no deviation from this. In every single relationship that I've been involved in the past, it has always been one whereby I've moved from seduction to sustained devaluation. And it's the same for any dynamic between narcissist and intimate partner primary source. The way that the sustained devaluation manifests can vary considerably, but it's there. But it would appear that the Prince of Pink Pancakes, old Ginger Bollocks, he of the thinning hair, is going to be disengaged from because he's a baldy. Or, as the Geordies might say, a baldy. He has a baldy napper. Why, aye, man. But actually this news hasn't been broken to us by the redoubtable people of Geordieland. No, it comes further north. Okay, the new. It's the Scottish Daily Express. Douglas Dickey tells us, jealous Harry's wife will leave Prince Harry for someone with hair, claims royal commentator. Dun, dun, dun. Yes, there it is. The prediction that Harry's wife, because she's jealous, and it might be actually that they mean envious, but Harry's wife is going to leave Prince Harry for someone with hair. Now, before I get into the meat of who's been saying all of this, is this something that a narcissist might actually do? Well, yes and no. The fact that somebody's thinning on top isn't a basis for disengagement. Instead, disengagement occurs for one of 5 reasons. You've broken down, so you're no longer a functioning appliance. You have caused massive wounding to the narcissist. You have caused massive exposure of the narcissist. You have started to become essentially too difficult to control. And the most common one is that the narcissist has got somebody else lined up who's seen as better than you, and thus you're replaced. So disengagement will occur for one of those 5 reasons. Somebody new has now basically passed the test to become the intimate partner primary source, so you're out and they're in. You've caused massive wounding to the narcissist. You've caused exposure of the narcissist. You've broken down and therefore don't serve any purpose for the narcissist, or generally the narcissist perceives that you've kind of seen through them, that you are too difficult to control. Those are the 5 reasons, and the 5 reasons alone. Therefore, no narcissist would ever disengage from someone because they're thin on top. Now, it could be that the replacement individual, let us say that Harry's wife has been doing some sniffing around of new talent, that she's been cozying up to some billionaires. It might be that they have a luxurious mane of hair, no baldy patches, thick, that she can run her claws through. That isn't the reason that she's disengaged from Harry, but what she might do is triangulate Harry with this new individual with the Prince Charming-like mass of hair and say, yes, well, part of the reason why I didn't want to be with you anymore is that you were thinning on top and I don't like bald men. Now, it's highly likely that at some juncture, Harry has made reference to the fact that he's thinning and there's some male pattern baldness, and she'll have been originally supportive of it, because remember, when he mentions this during the golden period, he's painted white. So everything about him's wonderful, and therefore she'll respond in a supportive manner. But when he's in devaluation, it's used against him. When are you going to do something about your hair, Harry? I don't like the fact that you're thinning on top. You're letting yourself go. You should try and wear it like your brother does. He wears it far better. And thus it's used against him. So when painted white, she's supportive about his thinning locks. When he's painted black, no, she isn't. She uses it against him. She ridicules him for it. And at a point of disengagement, she may well say to him, yeah, part of the reason I didn't want to be with you anymore is because you're a baldy. Superficial, absolutely. But it isn't the real reason why. The real reason she will have jettisoned him is for one of the 5 disengagement triggers that I've explained earlier on. But the narcissist doesn't know, where they're unaware, that those are one of the 5 reasons why they're doing it. Harry's wife wouldn't think to herself, you become too difficult to control and therefore you're on your way out. The narcissism doesn't let her know that. Instead, it'll give her a host of other reasons. For instance, we've grown apart. You don't listen to me anymore. I can't put up with the way that you abuse me. And I don't like the fact that you've got a thinning rug. In some instances, narcissists will use what can be the most spurious of reasons for the demise of a relationship. In other instances, there's a greater level of plausibility with regard to the explanation that has been provided. But here, the suggestion is that Harry's going to be left by the roadside because Harry's wife wants somebody with hair. We can very much state that won't be the reason for the disengagement, but it could be an explanatory note for the actual reason for the disengagement. But let's find out who's saying this, and also, where has this all come from? A royal commentator has predicted that Harry's wife will eventually divorce Prince Harry. Well, I'm in agreement with that, because he's going bald. As I've explained, I don't agree with that. The Duke of Sussex took a pop at brother William's hair loss in his memoir Spare, which was released in January. But many observers noticed Harry's thinning thatch at Saturday's coronation, which he attended on his own. American talk show host Meghan Kelly, an outspoken critic of Harry and Harry's wife, reckons justice has been served, as he was out of line talking about William's own hair. And she hinted it could put pressure on the Duke and Duchess of Sussex's relationship going forward. Speaking to Dan Wooten on GB News, Kelly said it really was such a nasty, unnecessary shot at William. I mean, everyone knows that William's losing his hair, and everyone knows, by the way, that if William wanted to keep his hair, there are all sorts of drugs he could take and so on. He's not vain enough. She said the Princess of Wales could probably be full of Botox and filler right now, but this couple is who they are, which is the opposite of the way the Sussexes go about their lives. She added, Harry was out of line going after his brother, and it shows you the insane jealousy that we were just talking about. It's another example. Why would you mention his receding hairline? Why would you poke at him, something he probably feels somewhat self-conscious about, even when you know that the same is likely to happen to you? Well, the reason that it was mentioned, of course, is because he's being puppeteered by his wife, who wants to have a go at William and smear him through Harry, because, of course, William was the one that got away. Meghan Kelly continued by stating, justice is served just in time for the coronation. It's going to be Harry's wife's problem for a couple of years more, but when she dumps him and moves on to some billionaire hedge fund manager, it'll probably be someone with a full head of hair. And then Harry's going to be really sorry. So it's Meghan Kelly that has suggested that she's going to leave him because he's a baldy. She's certainly more likely than not going to leave him. But the reason for it is not going to be the fact that he's thinning on top. But it could well be that as part of the reasoning given by her narcissism, that is used against him. I'm H.G. Tudor. Thank you for listening.